Hey, what's up, beautiful people? Thank you so much for joining my channel, The Balanle Babe. Balanle means finds wealth at home, and that's exactly what we're about here on this channel, finding our wealth at home by budgeting and saving via our cash envelope systems. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Rita, and if you're returning, let's jump right into these numbers. All right, guys, so today I have for you a budget check-in / cash expense cash out. It's a little bit of a mixture of both because I did a mixture of using cash and using my credit card for expenses this week. So I will go through my cash wallets with you guys and just show you guys how much is left over, as well as I will go through some other expenses that I had in my sinking funds that I still need to pay myself back for. So hopefully you guys have been tuning into me for a while. You know that I'm in the process of switching my budget setup right now. I almost didn't do this video just because I feel a little discombobulated between switching my budget setups. But yeah, I decided let's just go ahead and record this for you guys. So without further ado, let's jump right into these cash envelopes. First and foremost, we have groceries. As you guys know, there's nothing to check in here because we currently are using up the pandemic EBT that we did receive. Household, we have $10 left in household. Originally we gave ourselves 30, so we spent 20, have 10 remaining. Pets, we do have $40 left over in our pets envelope. However, I did just make a purchase, and I made the purchase for cat food, dog food, and cat litter on the 29th, which is when I got paid. So I wasn't sure which budget I was going to include it in, but I figured since I hadn't spent this money at all to just go ahead and take it out of this one. So I marked that right here on the 29th. That was $40 for our pets at Walmart. So I'm going to go ahead and just check that off, and then we're going to set this $20 aside to go back into the bank. Miscellaneous spending, we have one lonely dollar left. So we are gonna leave that in there for our next cash stuffing video. Gas it up. Let's see, gas is something that I forgot to mark. I want to show you guys here that my first time filling up in my new car, it was $52. So that's at $3.26 per gallon. For just about 16 gallons, it costs 52 bucks. So that is with my car still having a little bit of gas left in it. So I think we did set aside the right amount of money, which we had set aside $62. No, we set aside $60, excuse me, for gas. And this was purchased on the 22nd. So I'm just gonna lay that sticker down like that. And we have our $60 left in here, and we gotta pay ourselves back. So I'm actually gonna give myself some change. And the reason is because one of the viewers commented and said that, you know, because I'm going to be increasing my gas spending so much more over the next month or so, especially once I start driving back into the office and taking my daughter to school, that I should try to create a surplus. And I thought that was a great idea. So let's make some change for ourselves. Sorry, forgot which binder I was looking for. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Stick that in there. And that way we have change now. Okay, so we are going to take out 50, 1, and 2 to go back to the bank. And then that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and $8 left in gas it up. And like I said, I will probably just start rolling over any leftover money in my gas it up envelope for that reason of wanting to create a surplus. Coffee, we still have our $10. We did not spend anything on coffee this go around. And then bless someone, we still have our $5 in here as well. So I have a little bit of money that I'm rolling over for my next cash stuffing. But that is what we spent out of our envelopes there. So now let's move on to our short-term and long-term, or low priority and high priority sinking funds, because we definitely did spend some money out of those. Okay, so for the month of July, in regards to my sinking fund spending, I just used these little stickers to mark down any spending that I had. Moving forward for my August setup, I do plan to have like a dedicated sinking funds page. You guys know I just moved into this, so I'm still playing around with the setup here in regards to how I want things to look. I kind of did like a mock-up of July and like I'm working backwards. So I'm still working on that. Definitely watch my August budget setup if you are interested in seeing what that looks like. But for now, we're just gonna go based off of the stickers. So the first one that I see here is City Pass and Uber. So that was on the 12th of July. And if you guys remember, I did mention that my family was going to take a trip to NYC. So we did that over a 3-day period. We went down on Sunday morning and we came back Tuesday night. So we spent $340 on what's called city passes. And basically city passes allow you to be the tourist that you want to be. So you basically get to choose like 6 tourist sites, like the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building, some of the museums. You basically get to pick 6 of those, and you can go throughout the time that you're there, make reservations, and you don't have to worry about purchasing individual tickets or waiting in long lines and those types of things. So we did that for everyone in the family, and that came to $340. And then Uber expenses, those came to $60, and that actually was splitting transportation expenses with my husband. We both like went back and forth with paying for Ubers. Y'all, somebody needs to teach me how to use the New York City subway system, because these Uber prices are out of control. And of course there were 5 of us, so we had to keep getting the suburban Ubers. So yeah, anyway, that was a hefty price there. So that comes to a total of, I promise my math is good, this is just for you guys, $400 in total. So we're gonna take that out of our family fund envelope because that is where I had allocated some money when I knew that this trip was coming up. Let me bring you guys in view. So in family fund, we have 100, 200, 300, 400. Y'all, I cannot count. These are definitely 50s, not $100 bills. That's funny. Okay, we have 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, and 20. So we spent $400 of it that we need to put back in the bank, and that leaves us with $20 in family fund. And we can now check off these 2 on our calendar. So after that, we then had $80 at Ross on the 16th. I had to buy my boys some football cleats and some other essential items, and that came to $80. So I had set some money aside in my clothing envelope for that because I knew that expense was going to be coming up. Let's see. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So we are just going to take $80 of that, and that leaves us with $20 in clothing. And we can now check that off. Okay, what's next? Okay, so I see down here I spent, oh, I think I did duplicate stickers. I did. So yeah, because this is definitely the same thing for sure. And it was purchased on Saturday, not Sunday. But that whole bottle of wine definitely was drunk, so maybe I laid these stickers down when I was still feeling good. I usually don't have a ton of ladies' nights, but you know, you need one every once in a while. So we're just gonna remove that sticker there. But yeah, so our next one is definitely this wine purchase. It was one of my friend's birthdays, and then we went to brunch after. So that is, again, just for the camera, $19.99 plus 100. And that is, of course, 120 bucks. And I knew that that is exactly what it was going to cost because that is the exact amount that I set aside. And where did I put that at? I think I put it in birthdays. I remember setting that exact amount aside because I know that I went out to the day before and I spent cash $90 for our girls' night. And then we all woke up and struggled to get to brunch the next day. And I knew I was going to get that bottle of wine, and I estimated that brunch was going to be about $100 per person. So I did really good with that budget, because that is exactly what we have in there, is 120 bucks. All right. So outside of those two expenses, those were the only other things that I purchased from my sinking fund balance. So I almost forgot to lay down one more sticker for one more sinking fund expense that I did have, which occurred on the 18th of July, and that was $100 for beauty. And that was for my nails that I got done, and also some beauty supplies for myself and my daughter. Speaking of nails, I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video that this nail broke and I just filed it down. I didn't want you guys to think that that was like some new style, even though I have seen people with their nails like different shapes on the same hand before. But yeah, that's a broken nail. So that's a little frustrating, especially after spending my hard-earned money on it. But nonetheless, we have that checked off, and we need to pay ourselves back for those beauty expenses. Like I said, that was nails plus hair care items for myself and my daughter. So we're gonna take that right out of beauty and self-care, and we actually have a $100 bill there. So the actual amount that we have going back to the bank is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 2, 4, 6, 8, 700, 750, 770, 790, 791, and 792. So $792 is what we have going back into the bank. And actually, I'm going to add to that because I do need to pull out the debt payment because I want to put that on my card all at once. You guys will see here, I have a sticky note for myself, and that is because my husband, he's Keith, he borrowed $200 from my cash. Instead of him going to the ATM, he was running late for a function. I was like, oh, I have $200 in cash. So I just gave it to him, and then he Zelled me the $200. So that's already in my account. And left over, we have the other $100, $200, and $300 of that original $500. So that will still be $500 going on my Capital One card. Like I said, the other $200 is already back in my bank account via Zelle. So in total, we have, how much is that? We have $792 plus $300. So that's $1,092 that we are going to be putting back into our bank account. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, even though it was a little all over the place. It's like that sometimes, but I thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye.